Ted Cruz and the Bikers for Freedom or whatever are protesting that the War Memorial in Washington is closed off to the veterans. Blah, 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 blah. Taking political advantage of a situation wherein their real deeds have not supported anything that they're trying to purport themselves to be. And here's why. I want to know, where was Ted Cruz and the Veterans for Freedom when George Bush was taking away health care for millions of veterans? Let's see, health care eligibility, I should say. Might as well say health care. But, these veterans, I want to know, what veterans are these people at the war memorials representing? Because they didn't call me. I've got an honorable discharge. No one called me up on the phone and said, hey, we'd like to represent you at the war memorial. And the Veterans for Freedom, I think they're calling themselves. Who is this group? Who do they stand for? Seems to me like the government was being pretty even-handed in closing down memorials because of the government shutdown. It's like, we're all in this together. We're all equal. All the memorials, they get shut down because of the situation that the Congress is in right now with the president over health care, over a law that was voted into law, which if you want to change the law, then you get a majority enough to vote a law in, a veto-proof majority. You go out to the people and you say, we're for this. And then the people say, well, hopefully, if your ideas are good enough, they say, we love you, yeah, we will vote for you. And then you get in to go to office, and then there you are, and you can do what you want, but you have to work, to get a big enough majority or if you've got a president in office of, your party. What I'm saying is, you must go through the legislative process to get this done. And the way it's going now, it ain't cutting it. Man, and it gets into a lot of subjects, but I want to stick to this issue of the veterans. It seems like every kind of political situation we've got going on, there's someone out there to say, I'm standing up for the veterans. We got the vets on our side, and we're going to bring freedom. And John... Ann Rind and whatever, Ann Pork Rind. And that ain't really working. These Veterans for Freedom, I don't know who they are, but, I haven't seen them, protesting this vociferously over, the right for veterans to have medical benefits, educational benefits, housing benefits, job benefits, yada, 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 yada. These Veterans for Freedom don't seem to be found anywhere when it seems like the issue is, veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. But the government shutdown and possibility to get some politicians on your side and get in front of the cameras and take advantage of a situation where really just milking this whole thing falsely, cynically. That's, as a veteran, that's offensive to me, Let the memorial be closed like the rest of the memorials, because as a veteran, at least as a military man, you're supposed to comport yourself in a way as to not distinguish yourself from the rest of the populace. The only time you're distinguished, of course, is when you have a uniform, which is part of that job, which is to protect the Constitution of the United States from enemies, foreign and domestic. But other than that, you are to comport yourself in a military fashion, meaning you are not to draw lots of attention to yourself. You're supposed to be with the rest of the population, of, by, and for the people. Of course, it don't really work that way, but that's the way it's supposed to be. And so these guys who are like protesting the monument being closed and acting like idiots in Washington, number one, they're nowhere to be found when issues of real veteran importance. Educational benefits, health benefits, those kind of things. Government's reneging on them. Government having the inability to take care of its sick and maimed veterans for a lifetime. You know, you got them people into that mess, and you need to take care of them. But we don't see that kind of pressure. Anytime that one of these political hot situations in the news of whatever the 24/7 cable sphere is covering all the time, we don't hear about these kind of things. You know, we don't see these libertarian politician-fronted groups popping up to speak up for veterans' rights, and I don't think that's right. So, Veterans for Freedom with Ted Cruz as your leader, you do not represent me as a veteran, and that's another thing. Just let's stop all the veteran and the flag, getting behind the flag. You know, first of all, veterans aren't all the same. Okay, we're people just like the American populace. We come from every single stripe. I got guys that I met while I was in. You know, if I saw them today, I might be hard pressed to piss on them if they were on fire across the street. And then there's guys who I was in with who I'd climb a mountain for. You know, just like life. And so let's stop taking advantage of the veterans. And the only way we can take advantage of the veterans is by making them cartoon character props of this, like, Sammy the Eagle, ultimately selfless, you know, godlike being on earth that we've turned them into through, you know, countless propagandizing through our military, industrial, high school football, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Marlboro, Newport malt liquor complex that we have constructed here. So I think I've said enough about how I disdain this group coming out, taking advantage of their veteran status to, like, make hay for some politicians. Ted Cruz, all up there. I see him on the interwebs, all in front of these guys carrying Gadsden flags. It's just sad, you know. The whole thing is freaking sad. And there'll be more on this situation. I'm David Sparks. I appreciate every one of you watching. To the TYT Nation, I appreciate all your views. And I will keep making these videos as long as you keep watching them. I'm the only host on the air today spouting the importance of Brawndo, the thirst mutilator, to keeping our economy running. Because if the Brawndo plants don't keep going, America doesn't keep going, okay? And also, Billy Beer. It's just good.